Raptors, by far some of the scariest dinos that you can encounter early on in ARK. Thanks to the various buffs that they can have, such as Pack Leader, Mate Boost or even Alpha Boost, which is when Alpha is in close proximity to other dinos, they are sure to be a force to be reckoned with. Well, that's until you get a Bolep or a big dino such as Rex. However, what if the only dinos on the map were raptors? From normal raptors to aberrant raptors, which by the way are the only raptors that can pounce, to tameable alpha raptors to actual alpha raptors, it was clear that the roster was absolutely huge. So with that out of the way, all there was left for me to do was hop in and see what was waiting for me on the beaches of the island. Oh boy, raptor only. After spawning in, I had a pretty good feeling about this challenge. I mean, every time someone asked for it, I kept saying it was gonna be super easy, so I highly doubt I'll struggle with it. Okay, nope, GG. Okay. After respawning for a third time, I noticed that the game spawned me very close to the Starter Explorer node, because if you haven't guessed it yet, I'm actually trying to do a node run for some easy XP. And if you want my channel to gain some XP, then you should definitely subscribe, as I have massive plans for this year, including taking over ARK YouTube, but I can't do it without your help. So if you are enjoying the video, you know what to do. After collecting 5 Explorer nodes, I concluded that that should suffice, especially since I can just level up later, and before moving forward I spent a solid minute learning the basic engrams, such as the bed, the bow, the arrow and the full flag set. Afterwards, I obviously wanted to make a bow, so I jumped down to the local tree. I might be an idiot. Since West Zone 2 fulfilled its purpose, I changed my spawn location over to South Zone 1, where I would soon begin decimating the local ecosystem for resources. The local river rocks will also come in handy by providing me with precious metal for later. With a plentiful supply of resources acquired, I made sure to invest in a bow because hide, which is usually hard to obtain in these challenges, should be super easy to get this time. Hide like this. Nice, I'm so good. Oh my... What are we doing here, man? Do I kill them all right here? I guess I just do. Kill them all right here. I have 10 steam berries. Not very good, not very good. That's one. Other guys coming though. While trying to kite these raptors and slowly kill them, they ended up calling for backup. Oh my days. Sure. Let me try this. So instead of dying and having zero hide, I decided to harvest this dead raptor for as much hide as I could and then continue running. While running, I also thought that taking refuge on the local hill would give me sufficient protection from the raptors. But just in case, I made some bowlers and then tried clearing them one by one. Heavy emphasis on tried, by the way. Okay. Once returned, I couldn't just grab my stuff back because I would die again. So I made sure to lead the raptors away, as thanks to that node run I did earlier, I had way more than enough movement speed to outrun them. Then I made my presence known by getting my revenge on the local raptors. And as night fell, I also just smashed all the river rocks that I had access to. Unfortunately, I harvested all those with a pickaxe, which means I didn't get enough stone for anything. So I just killed another raptor to expand my quote-unquote claimed land. I think I'll save my bowlers, matter of fact. Oh boy, I'm dead. Whoa. And for my courage, I was awarded with a piece of green pants. Awesome. With the stone acquired, I built a forge with my bare hands, which I then used to smelt metal. Besides the forge, a mortar and pestle was also welcomed on my little foundation, as it could come in handy with making narcotics. But hold up just a second. Since I thought that this challenge was going to be super easy, I gave myself 2 huge taming restrictions. Regular raptors can be tamed until I kill an alpha raptor. And alpha raptors can be tamed until I get the 3 required artifacts for the broodmother. This is sort of a thing that I thought of, with the hopes of not bracing for this challenge and also just making things harder. So since my first major goal is to kill an alpha raptor, I needed to get a crossbow crafted and I needed to do that fast, as there's no way I can kill such a creature with my puny little bow. I did need more metal beforehand, so I just farmed some of that. Then I waited for it to smelt, which was very risky by the way, and after it did, I made my crossbow and noticed an alpha raptor seemingly stuck in between some trees. So I made my way over and instantly began shooting the guy. Unfortunately, this is ARK and things never go as planned in ARK. No. When he comes around, I'm so dead. I can't even explain. Yep. Upon returning, I quickly grabbed my stuff back and began running as far and as fast as I could up the local hill, only to get stuck on a rock. After the raptor beat me a second time, he probably had enough as he decided to wander off, so I grabbed my things and tried making some wooden billboards to trap him in those. While building the trap, sadly, he managed to spawn a friend. Don't ask me how, he just did. Bruh. Dealing with a pack of raptors at this point was not possible by any means, so I played it safe by leading everyone away, dying and respawning to a smaller pack of raptors and then grabbed my stuff back. To ensure that dying is harder in the future, I spent some of my metal to make a bunch of flak, and since I needed more metal and, well, couldn't go farm the local river rocks, I made a parachute and set out to the local hill. Oh my god, that's so many raptors! And after a quick stroll through the forest, I arrived at the top of the mountain, where I got baited by this explorer note. Whoa, 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 dude. I might die. To nobody's surprise, after respawning I got destroyed again. Just one time though, as the second time I managed to actually grab my items back and collect all the metal that I need. Oh yeah, and so crystal, because I will actually need some of that too. And then to get back home, I just used one of the many parachutes that I had. Back at the crib, yo, I made a spyglass and threw all the metal inside my now 2 refining forges. Inside the spyglass now, I could see all the raptor's health, and as it turns out, the raptor that I attacked earlier was left at about half HP. So I definitely wanted to finish the job. Unfortunately, he was surrounded by a bunch of other raptors as well as more alphas, so I left that idea alone for now and looked around the nearby beach where I found a tameable alpha. So I killed it, and for my troubles I got an alpha essence. I had no idea what it did at this point, but it seemed pretty important. I couldn't upgrade my tools, my weapons, but I could upgrade a random ramshackle cloth chest piece. So I just assumed that pretty things cannot be upgraded. Anyways, back to my mission of killing an alpha. Unfortunately, my fighting genius misfired this time as I severely underestimated the true alpha raptor speed. Oh my god, he's fast. Oh my god, he's fast. Oh my god, he's so fast. Oh my god, he's so fast. I'm dead. Why is he so fast, dude? So it's time to go back. Yeah, eat me. Yeah. No! Taking my stuff back was half the battle, the other half was actually getting it back home. Whoa. Okay, maybe getting my stuff back was a quarter of the battle. Nice. Yes. That rock. Nope. Later. After taking that short break, I hopped back into ARK and managed to grab my stuff back. But that didn't last too long as I died. And then also got trolled. I saw you, dude. You just spawned in. I'm actually going insane. So after retrieving it again, I returned to my foundation where I had one goal in mind, which was to make a raft. Now I did need a little bit more wood for that though, and while trying to repair my flak, I got assaulted by an alpha raptor, and you know what happened next. Nah. After dying repeatedly for more times than I can count, I finally managed to catch my breath and craft the raft. Make sure to waste absolutely no time, I grabbed my items for hopefully the last time, deployed the raft and immediately began transferring everything onto the raft. Well then, with mobile base constructed, I could go pretty much wherever I wanted, and the first place that I wanted to visit, besides the smithy to repair my flag, was Zone 2. Yeah dude, push me off course, nice one. Okay, you know what, I'll just kill you in the water. Since this alpha raptor didn't want to get trapped, I said fuck it and just began shooting him with arrows from the safety of the water. Easy. With the alpha raptor dead, I was officially allowed to tame raptors. Before doing that, I thought that it would be a good decision to try and kill another one. I'm not entirely sure why, but that didn't go too well, you know. How do you walk through? Excuse me? How do you walk through? How do you... They just walk through it? Okay, that's nice. So I just killed his henchman and noticed that he left me alone, which was awesome and allowed me to scout the nearby reach for raptors to tame. And I did actually find a raptor to tame. It was level 130 female, so just like last time, I killed her friends and then got to taming her. ARK is a peaceful game guys, I swear. Besides the 130, there was also a level 120 aberrant raptor, so I applied the classic tactic to get that knocked out as well. Alright, awesome. And thanks to my shenanigans, a normal raptor also finished taming, but instead of using it, I ended up going with the aberrant one since it had better stats. With my new raptor, I could kill modded alphas. Albeit pretty hard, but I could kill them regardless. Regular raptors also weren't too scary, but never ever underestimate the power of small things in stupidly large quantities.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Fortunately, I had a replacement for it, and the game also just blessed me with this raptor afterwards, so it's all good. Aberrant 150. Ooh. Fantastic. Well, we got a new guy, I guess. That didn't take too long. With my new raptor, I began wandering the island in looks for more aberrant raptors, preferably ones that don't instantly pounce me. And since that didn't end up happening, and my guy was also pretty low HP, I returned to the safety of the local beaches where I tamed a relatively high level male raptor for some quick breeding. Mating took forever, but weirdly enough hatching took just a few seconds. The raptor also grew crazy fast, so I just altered some settings, and despite changing them, they still grow super fast. But I mean, it's normal because they're just raptors, right? With my new boy fully grown, it was time to set out to one of the 3 caves. The closest one was this one. On the local beach, I encountered an alpha raptor that I quickly disposed of with the help of my raptor pack. And for my troubles, I got awarded with a journeyman crossbow and pickaxe. Pretty good, pretty good. I still couldn't upgrade this with the alpha essence, which was a shame, and I still don't know what it's used for. Anyways, I spent some time healing up my raptor, after which I used him to clear a path to the cave. The damage he could deal was absolutely phenomenal, and now you might think, bruh, how can you even die with this damage? Just wait 30 seconds and I'll demonstrate. Once arrived inside the cave, I didn't see anything dangerous off the bat, which was nice, but I also didn't lower my guard just yet. As upon making it close to the main chamber, I got baited by a lone alpha. Oh my god, it's 2 of them. I'm actually dead. I'm actually gonna die. 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 Well, we were strong. Now we're not. After respawning, I crafted 2 beds and took another raptor to go and try and do something. Or at least just grab my items back. And believe it or not, when I arrived back at my stuff, I noticed that the alphas were not there anymore. I didn't want to trust the game just yet, but if I learned something in my 19 years of being alive, is that you shouldn't ever abandon opportunities. So I just jumped in and continued running through the cave to grab the artifact. And some obsidian for polymer later on. Once out of the cave, I could rest somewhat easily knowing that I was making good progress and had one of the 3 required artifacts. The next one was the lava cave artifact. After arriving, I did some last minute prep, which is when an aberrant raptor came over to say what's up. Besides the aberrant raptor, I also killed an alpha raptor. Oh, I got a pistol. Hell yeah, I'll take a pistol. That should be it for clearing out the entrance of the cave. Time to move into the actual cave. Just like the previous one, the early parts of it were empty. The rest of the cave was not. For some odd reason, I tried doing the entire cave with just 1 raptor. So yeah, no surprise we're getting bullied by a single mate boosted alpha. Fortunately, I managed to climb up and escape him, but he wasn't having any of that, as he managed to somehow climb up, which literally scared me to death. Okay, he's smart, huh? You're smart, huh? and with a fraction of my health left, I ran out of the cave as fast as I could, but since I'm very stubborn, I returned without my raptor and killed the stupid raptor with my new crossbow. This crossbow is so good. With this raptor out of the picture, I want to see what was going on further up into the cave, but before I could do that, I had to deal with this guy. Or just sneak past. We turn back and we tame some raptors and we come back. Out of pure curiosity, I decided to try using the saddle with the alpha essence, and it surprisingly actually worked. Which means that for a measly 1 essence, I could essentially double the defense of all saddles that I'll craft in the future. Besides the saddle, I could also upgrade my flag, which doubled this defense and durability. So if you thought it was broken, well, it is actually broken, it's overpowered. And with that taken care of, it was time to actually go tame more raptors. Bro, why is this guy sitting up like the chicken meme? Well, brute forcing my way to raptors didn't work as well as I wanted it to, nor did wandering around on one raptor as I ended up getting attacked by a few alphas and then obviously die. How did it... It's 2! Remember when my goal was to go in the cave and get the artifact? Yeah, me neither. With my items in my possession, again, I locked in and got to taming many raptors, and while trying to do so, I stumbled across a literal 150 female alpha aberrant raptor. Well, shame I can't tame it. What? Well, I didn't think that could happen. Are you stuck, Pin? You're not stuck. He's gonna jump on me, of course. What is going on with this troll, man? Oh, hey. I'm free. Tubby is free! Tubby is free! Tubby will bowl your ass and drink. I can't bowl underwater. Unfair. Tubby is free! Tubby will bowl everybody. Tubby is aggressive. After getting 2 raptors, just 2 for some reason, I considered that I was ready for the cave. And one last thing that I did beforehand was kill a local alpha raptor for a bunch of XP and then just went inside the cave. Yeah, sure, I'll just play the clip and let you guys decide if this was a smart decision or not. There's 2 alphas here. Yeah, we're dead again. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna leave as well. Hey bro, how long does your mate boost last? I'm just wondering, like, is that guy literally up your ass or what are we doing here, man? Yeah, okay. Retrieving my items back was just a matter of leading raptors away, as usual, and preferably not dying in the process. Well then, I repaired my flag and came back into the cave to take care of the normal raptors that were left, and just when I thought I could continue my journey, I stumbled across an alpha tech raptor and decided to go out again and come back only when I had built a worthy pack of raptors. No. It literally spawned in front of me. What? Fuck off, dude! After lollygagging for a sufficient amount of time, I decided that I've had enough and finally got to tranking a bunch of raptors. Dude, this is freaking impossible to take so much damage, bro. Like, I can't kill anything. Or at least try. As I don't know about you, but dealing with this abomination won't happen. So I took my raft and arrived on Herbivore Island, hoping to find some raptors there. But I didn't. So I ended up just killing a lot of low levels. Another alpha. High level, where? Nah, 20. What are these levels? Look, 15. 15. Killing packs also didn't work too great, as all that did was just make me lose more raptors, that I already didn't have many of. So I set out to a new spot and tried again. This new spot actually ended up working. But if we extract this staff, of course. With a bunch of raptors tamed, I immediately got to breeding them. So after waiting, hatching and imprinting the new warriors, it was time to go back into the cave and actually complete it. But of course things didn't go as planned. Despite losing a raptor though, I had plenty of replacements, so I just healed up what I had to heal and entered the cave with just 2 raptors. But when you put 2 dinos against 10, it's pretty obvious who's gonna win. Since the lava cave didn't want to budge, I thought that maybe I'd have more luck going into the central cave. Spoiler alert, this one was even worse than the lava cave. Besides that, I also had to waste like 5 to 10 minutes going back home because the cave is so freaking far away. So now you might be wondering, well, what now, man? Well, my dear viewer, I bred all the raptors again, healed them up and took 5 raptors into the cave. Whoa, I know, man discovers that using more troops gives better results, who would have thought? Unfortunately, besides those 2 raptors at the entrance of the cave, there was literally nothing left to kill in the whole cave. So I just made it to the end and grabbed the second artifact. On the way out of the cave, I overestimated the raptor's ability to jump, so this ended up happening. On the way back, I looted the drop that had some pretty good fur gauntlets that will definitely help later, and when it comes to grabbing my stuff, I ended up using the S Plus remote. The only other way to grab it would have been to use grapples, but I don't have semantic paste. Once out of that dreadful cave, I deposited everything in the smithy and took my 6 raptors towards the central cave. I should not have gone solo though, as the game proved to me time and time again that it is not a good idea by any means. But I did it anyways. Going back to my death was also not a possible option, as there were just way too many raptors to get through. I was sitting AFK for a bit, I got attacked by this guy. I'm getting killed in my base. No shot, that happened. Then I died a few more times until I finally managed to get my shit together, upgrade some saddles, recraft a new set of flag and go grab my stuff and claim the cave all in one go by using violence. After retrieving the loot, I also deployed the raptors that I had on me and continued my journey towards the cave. Once I arrived inside, I noticed that the part where my raptor died earlier was clear, so I was beginning to wonder if I got trolled again, but thankfully that wasn't the case. My fleet of raptors managed to effortlessly demolish any alpha that I came across, which made the cave a breeze. Well, almost. You see, this cave had a small pool inside that was packed full of mainly alpha raptors, and when my boys fell in there, they got absolutely destroyed. Regardless, I used my height advantage to kill as many as I could and went back into the cave to look for abandoned raptors to regroup. But if you thought that was it, then you are dead wrong, as the artifact room had even more raptors than the small pool. So what did I do then? Well, I put my raptors in a safe spot and got their attention, after which I ran as fast as I could to have them fall into the pool. This strategy worked fantastically and pretty much just cleared out the entirety of the artifact room, except this guy, which I just easily disposed of. Anyways, artifact 3 of 3. Fantastic, now I can finally tame alphas. Let's go and tame some alphas. The way back was super easy by the way, thanks to going in a group and just killing everything in my way. Back on the raft, I deposited the third artifact and instantly got to taming alphas, as literally the first alpha that I ran into ended up being a level 135 female. After she tamed, I made sure to kill an alpha for a bunch of levels, and the damage she could deal wasn't too crazy, but then again, she didn't have mate boost, nor did she have pack leader, nor was she imprinted, so it's pretty self-explanatory why. I did see the potential though, so I just continued taming more females while also making sure to look for high level male to tame. During this time I also managed to lose my high level aberrant raptor because I thought raptors wouldn't attack me while underwater, but apparently that's not the case for alphas, so I killed them to get my revenge. Further up ahead, I ran to level 95 male alpha raptor, and since I had no clue on how long it would take me to find the higher level one, I just resorted to taming this one. After he tamed, I immediately got to breeding my alphas, and also a thing I really like about raptors is that you can just punch them to get them where you want them to go, which is awesome, especially when breeding. Then I hatched the eggs, imprinted the babies, and took out a pair to go test them out. The damage increase was phenomenal and will more than definitely suffice for, well, everything. While wandering around the map, I stumbled across a blue drop that contained a cannon, so I grabbed that as quickly as I could and demolished it for some cementing paste. Cementing paste is a resource that I've been looking for quite some time now, and by using it I managed to make a fabricator, which allowed me to get scuba, which I will need for the 2 underwater caves. I could only make the tank as I was lacking resources for the flippers, which was a bummer, but I did have a plan, and the plan was to hope that the raptor had sufficient stamina and oxygen to take me to the end of the cave and back, which would essentially remove the need for flippers. On the way out, I found an ascendant shotgun as well as a kiting chest piece that had better cold resistance than my flag, so it will be useful later on. Once out, I did one more round of breeding, after which I set a course for Carno Island. The reason why I wanted to come to this island was that I could loot drops for better armor and also claim the Devourer artifact. The upper part of the cave was easily cleared out with my raptors, but what I could not clear, however, was the rest of the cave. Oh my... what the what is going on? Yo... no, wait. Hold on. Before leaving the cave, I tried leading all the raptors from the walls down into the pit. This is just so that I don't actually get cornered when I explore the cave later on. Then I left the cave and looted the local drop, but the reason as to why I left the cave was because I was freezing, so I needed my fur gauntlets to hopefully tank the cold and not die while killing whatever this is. I also grabbed a few more raptors with me, but after I returned, well, there wasn't anything in the cave. Again. Oh wait, there's nobody in the cave anymore. Free cave, dude. Oh hell yeah, dude. I generally have no idea why the game keeps doing this, but sure, man, I'll take some free caves. A drop on the way out blessed me with some grapples, which I'll need, and some hide armor for more cold resistance. Before leaving Carno Island, I wanted to get some armor. I know I've said this countless times before, but I must get some cold resistance armor before I leave this place. And the reason that's why I chose to farm here was because there are like 3 to 4 drop spawn locations that I can farm, and all I gotta do is just wait. One of the drops that I looted also decided to give me this, which will save me a bunch of trouble later on. And I can use this for the swamp cave, yo! The last drop I pillaged gave me a piece of ghillie boots and a heat resistant soup. I also got very bored of waiting, so I decided to risk it and go to the ice caves with what I had. The first cave I have to do was a small one, which is usually filled with onyx and stuff, but this time it was empty, so I completed it in about a minute. Before going over to the ice cave, I grabbed a few silica pearls just in case I find some chitin to make the flippers, and then by using my alpha raptor, I effortlessly arrived inside the cave. A cave which was pretty empty, again, but I am not believing this one bit. Oh yeah, we're freezing here, okay. Well, not anymore. Well, apparently it did end up being empty this time, so that's definitely nice. Next, cave. I still couldn't make the flippers, which was a bummer, so I just applied the same tactic as before to grab this artifact. The penultimate cave was the pack cave, which is funny because I'm gonna go there with pack of raptors. Anyways, very easy stuff, nothing to be noted. This cave can also be skipped with a grapple, so glad I got some of those. Just one artifact remains and I'm sure that's gonna be super easy to get.
You tripping, bro. You tripping.
Now my raptor did manage to clutch up, which was honestly unbelievable, but hey, I'm not complaining, man. After taking back my goodies, I arrived in the spot from which I'll initiate Operation Retrieve Immune Artifact. And with that, I got all the artifacts, which means that I'm officially ready to go beat the bosses. The first of those being the Broodmother. Last thing I had to do was do some more breeding, you know, upgrade some saddles and level up the new rivals by killing gold raptors and babies. Classic ARK procedure. After finishing that, I collected the free artifacts and set out to Green Obelisk. Once inside, I put everyone on aggressive and bada bim bada boom. Oh my goodness. Well, we are definitely killing the dragon. Maybe even the Overseer? Who knows? Beating the Broodmother also allowed me to get some chitin, which would have been nice earlier, but as of right now, it's not too useful. Next boss is the big monkey, so I set out to the snow and then use my raptor to climb up this steep hill. Oh my god, you are so strong. Yeah, he's dead, GG. Okay, bro. Okay. Okay, next boss. Dragon, let's go. Last boss was the dragon, a boss that I was actually kinda worried for, since it can burn dinos and fighting with carnivores is like being a kid and playing with Play-Doh. But regardless, I gave it my best shot. We got this, 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 we got this. GG, GG, GG. Overseer next, and we're done. If I can even beat a guy, I highly doubt that. To get to the Overseer, I didn't even bother with the raft and just ran all the way to the volcano. Once arrived at the tech cave, I opened it and deployed all of my raptors. Was arrived at the big man's arena, I ran out of my already small supply of medical brews, which means that I was essentially on a timer. Win or lose, this was it. Wait, can I beat him until I die of cold? That'd be funny. The damage that we had though was absolutely unbelievable, but the damage that the cold was dealing was equally as insane.